Welcome back, Wildcat fans, to the Tucson Arena for the first home game of the semester. Sebastian Janik joined by Garrett Kane as Oregon comes to town. While the Wildcats did drop the first two games of the semester on the road at Maryville, some good positives to take away from that, some close score lines, and also Garrett, a new player who joined the team in the off season, or the off kind of semester for Wildcat hockey. Jack Curley drawing into the lineup. He got his first goal against Maryville. How can a new player joining the team kind of provide some new energy for this group?
Yeah, it definitely keeps the lines in practice really going. It keeps a competitive edge during practice, and also in Maryville, he also showed that he's a key member of this team with his second game of the season and scored a goal.
And Jack Curley, speaking with Tanner Harris, a hard-nosed forward, tough to play against in the corners, gets in on the forecheck, and as we saw, scoring his first goal, can also put it in the net. So be interested to see how he fits on a line with Myers and Shetland. We will be back to bring you the first period in just a couple of minutes. Sebastian Janik with Garrett Kane. This is Wildcat Hockey.
Wildcat Hockey. There's an atmosphere to this game. The icy chill that hovers in the air. The rumble of dedicated fans against the glass. The sound of metal carving its path. Someone once said hockey was figure skating in a war zone. They weren't exactly wrong. There's an athletic tradition at the University of Arizona, one that isn't deterred by cacti or blistering heat. A tradition of hard work, perseverance, and preparation. A tradition of camaraderie and of school spirit. It grants us hope when times are hard and makes us strong so we can rise to our feet again. This tradition, it lives inside these players, and it lives inside their fans. So join us. We're ready to bear down. And something tells us you are too.
Welcome back, Wildcat fans, as your Wildcats take to the ice for this first home game of January. Only 4 home games left, 5 including the alumni game, as Oregon comes to town. And even though Oregon has a record of 7-9 this year, the Wildcats also sporting a current record of 11-8. The final 4 games critical to try to get some points in the standings for the qualification for the national tournament. A player to highlight drawing into the lineup for the Wildcats, who joined in the winter break, is number 8, Jack Curley. Not only does he have an absolutely fantastic hockey name, but from speaking with Tanner Harris, a tough player who can really add some physical aspects. So let's get the starting lineups now.
At left wing for Washington, number 15, Sam Myers. And right wing from Orland Park, Illinois, number 17, Eddie Slack. At center from Laguna Hills, California, number 27, Tyler Shetland. At left defense from East Wenatchee, Washington, number 10, Hunter Hodgson. And a right defense from Las Vegas, Nevada, number 14, Jared Overland. And starting in goal from Bridgman, Michigan, number 1, TJ DeMulineri. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you're able and remove your hats and turn your attention to section 213 for the national anthem performed tonight by the Joyce Clark Middle School Band.
So apologies for the starting lineup not being quite right. Looks like Chad Berman was doing some line juggling to match what Oregon was putting out to start. So as we get set here to drop the puck on the first period, it'll be Myers, Shetland, and Slack playing together with, it looks like, Overland. See who Overland's going to be paired with on the back. Fisher and Shively will be their typical pairing together. TJ DeMulineri getting his start. A lot of pressure on his shoulders getting this start against Oregon this evening. So a lot. Really excited to see Jack Curley, his first shift. So it'll be Hunter Hodgson out with Overland. Typically they've been together as a pair. Chad Berman has had to do some creative movement around some injuries on the back end. Hodgson and Overland going to be probably getting a good amount of minutes tonight, along with Shively and Fisher as their typical pairing. So Shetland in to take the face-off here, and a lot of momentum. Wildcats want to get the jump on this Oregon team, as they know they are the better team, at least so far this season, and it'll be going back. Oregon will get the first touch into the U of A zone as they battle in the corner. Henningsgaard. So Henningsgaard with the puck now. He catches an edge and goes down. That allows the Wildcats to exit the zone. So now Hunter Hodgson, he'll get it down in deep. Peterson behind the net for Oregon to touch it. Voiles now. He goes back and forth with his D partner. Gonna have to shake a little bit of the rust off this first period. It's been a while since we've called a home game here at the Tears Tucson Arena since the beginning of December. Feels like a world away now. So now Jack Curley, he gets in there on a line with Dylan Walker. Now Jack Curley, nice little move and a pass out in front, and they score! Tristan Swigert set up by Jack Curley. What a fantastic move there, and the Teddy Bears will get tossed in the first couple minutes of this period. and Swiger finishes it off, but Jack Curley, what a move to the outside there to sell the shot, and Swiger drives the net.
Yeah, that was a great play there. Jack Curley again showing his tenacity in Maryville and then bringing it back home to Tucson ice and making plays.
So Walker along with Curley get the work done along the boards, and Tristan Swiger finishes it off for yet another goal for him this season, as he continues to be one of the more consistent goal scorers on this Wildcat roster. So there will be a little bit of a break here for the teddy bear toss. We'll see just how efficiently the TCC staff and the Wildcats helping them out, getting everything piled up into the corner, but certainly love to see the teddy bear toss happen that quickly at the Tucson Arena. A great tradition in hockey.
There's a lot of teddy bears out there.
Certainly a unique aspect of hockey. A teddy bear toss might not be what most people associate with one of the more intense, violent sports in the world, but it's a nice little dichotomy of cuteness and intensity. But so impressed by Jack Curley there. He was maybe on the ice for about 30 seconds, that wins a board battle and does it all. So since there will probably be a little bit of a break here, and just for copyright reasons with the music, actually incredibly efficient work here by the entirety of the Wildcat roster. Usually it's the staff that's required to get them all piled up in the corner. But the Wildcats going to work as a team, so Oregon definitely feeling like they needed to come into this building and establish some intensity early, but player catches an edge in the corner, leads to a quick breakout, and the Wildcats take full advantage of that opportunity. We'll wait to see here how Oregon responds. If the Wildcats can keep the pressure on, pile it on, maybe break the spirit of Oregon coming into this building, could be a long night for these Ducks, but I've seen it before where the Wildcats score a quick one and kind of let off the gas a little bit. But after that long break and then tough 2 losses at Maryville on the road, speaking with all these players, they were very excited to finally get back home onto the Tucson Arena ice, play in front of the best fans in the ACHA and the Tucson faithful. So just give us a minute or two here. Just going to adjust the mics and we'll be right back with you. Folks, so just trying to get a little bit of adjustment done here on the mics. So as we drop the puck here.
Scored by number 24, Tristan Swiger. Assist to number 8, Jack Curry, and number 6, Ryan Fisher. Time of the goal, 57 seconds of the first period. Again, Wildcat goal scored by number 24, Tristan Swiger. Assist to number 8, Jack Curry and Ryan Fisher. Time of the goal, 57 seconds.
So as we said, a couple little adjustments being done after so long away from being at the Tucson Arena. Sorry about that, folks. Bear with us. Seems like it's a little bit better now. So Oregon, they try to break it out and get right back into the zone as Glass gets in on the forecheck. Breslovsky, the #1 scorer for Oregon, but now Jack Curley again right over the line. Goes to Swiger out in front, and Walker just couldn't get a stick on that as he was wide open back door. So now maybe a chance here for Oregon, and a quick shot. TJ DeMillionaire with the save. So right again, the line of Curley, Swiger, and Walker looking dangerous right away. Once again, so the Wildcats clicking well on the ice. The broadcast team trying to get our audio situation sorted out. Seems like we've got it now. So Selman in to take the face-off there. Jesse Lowell, they'll ring it around. Connor Ziegler, he gets taken down, no call, but the puck does get out of the zone. So now back behind the net to get it for the U of A. Ziegler in a battle along the boards. Now Pizzo. So Langus will go to pick that one up. Langus tries to go up and around the boards, and it looks like that's going to go all the way down for icing. As I said, I have not called a game since December 8th. My apologies for being a little bit rusty. Unfortunately, it's hard. The same way players can't practice game speed without actually being on the ice, it's hard for a broadcaster to practice the same without being in the booth. But now here, Mayer in to take the face-off against Selman. Selman does a good job to win that one. Wildcats have had some trouble in the face-off dots this season, but it's been good so far this game. Now maybe a chance here for Selman. Selman with a quick shot and a save by Peterson. A chance back door there. Just not able to finish it off with the Rossi. Ziegler, he picks an edge. Pass back, quick shot, saved by Demillione. Another shot and a glove save there. So Ziegler goes down in the neutral zone, leads to a lot of time and space for Oregon. But Mayer just maybe, who could have taken the open ice and taken a quick shot, decides to try to go back to Strategos. So now it'll be Will Josephson in to take the face-off. In against Minchin. Josephson able to win it at least enough so it's not clean. Now a quick shot right into the chest of DeMillionaire. As Overland, he looks to break it out. Now a chance here for Erickson. Can't get it out of the zone. Hodgson, he gets slammed hard into the boards there by Minchin. So now Erickson, he'll look to break it out to Pizzo. Erickson trying to fight through three Ducks, able to get it in deep. Josephson also applies the pressure, but it's going to be Crows. So now Shively to Fisher, the veteran defensive pair.
And the Wildcats look pretty confident on their breakouts, getting into the Oregon zone.
Yeah, certainly the Wildcats have been the better pace-wise through the neutral zone, not allowing Oregon a lot of time and space. They want to make this as difficult of an evening as they can for the Ducks, as the Wildcats would love to get a win on home ice after not being here for so long in front of these fans. Puck into the skates there of Slayton, as he's not able to control it. Comes up to Myers. Now Myers tries to feed it through. Puck comes right back to him. Sam Myers turns around, looks for a outlet, finds Fisher at the point. Now Slack down below the goal line. Turns it around to Shetland. Slack with a good hustle to get in there and support. So Shively over to Slack. He tries to battle through a couple Ducks.
That was a great decision there by Ryan Fisher, backing out of the zone and letting the forwards take care of that play there in the neutral zone.
And Ryan Fisher, who has really become a defensive stalwart. When he first came into the program, he was very much an offensive first guy, but it's so responsible now. Now Dylan Walker with a beautiful cut to the middle, but just couldn't quite hold on to it. And a bit too much stick work there by Walker on Slayton. So Oregon will be going to the power play with 15:23 left to go in the first period. 1-0 Arizona. Goal coming from Tristan Swiger, assisted by Jack Curley. So Jack Curley picks up an assist to go along with his goal against Maryville. And it'll be very interesting to see what Jack Curley's able to do over his time at the U of A. Always exciting to see a new addition to the roster. So a penalty there. Good job by Cosden to get in, find that puck, and clear the zone quickly. Erickson trying to fight through to get a break shorthanded, just can't quite do it. Now it'll be Andres. He gets in there with Glass. So Andres and Glass now a 5-man pile up against the boards. Comes out. Repslovsky trying to hold it at the point, just not able to. Now Strategos. Down to Glass. Back to Brzezlovsky. Nice little move there. Quick player. Back to the point. Quick shot. That one just gets tipped wide. So Oregon with some good movement here on the power play. Now Fix. He gets it across. They work it up high. Erickson challenging the lane. Cosden comes out to challenge his man. Brzezlovsky with a tip out in front. Quick whistle there. Was never in the glove of TJ. I think an Oregon stick might have knocked it out of the glove, so the refs call the whistle.
And Oregon's looking pretty comfortable on the power play right now. They're really moving the puck fluently throughout the Wildcat zone, getting time and space, getting a couple shots on net.
So Oregon able to win the face-off. Quick shot there, looking for a tip out in front, but that's off the pads of TJ as well. Now Fisher challenges his man. Battle along the boards once again, but it's able to come out. So now Baird, he goes back to the point. Baird over to Hacker. Now back to Hacker. They look for the backdoor play, but that pass rode up high on the Oregon player. He was not able to get it away. Not long left to go now on this power play as the Wildcats has not been the prettiest kill, but it's been a hard-working one as Connor Ziegler will look to get there first.
And so lots of board battles here on this penalty kill.
So now Slayton, he'll dish it in over the top of DeMillionaire. Overland with a nice little pass there to Walker, just not far ahead enough of him to spring him away. Crows in there on the forecheck. The Wildcats making good decisions with the puck behind the net. Not taking any risks, good puck support. So now Minchin flushes out Overland from behind the net. Good job there by Oregon to stack up at the blue line and get a breakout. Quick shot there on DeMillionaire and by Crows, and he gloves that one for the whistle. So Oregon not turning down any opportunity to shoot so far. Do not have an official shot counter at the moment, but Oregon happy to throw pucks on net from wherever they can. Have you been a little bit surprised, Garrett, by the pace of play from this Oregon team after that first goal from the Wildcats?
I definitely have. I thought U of A was really going to keep up the intensity and keep it on Oregon, but it looks like they're fighting back here, getting a lot of shots and a lot of zone time here on the Wildcats.
Yeah, so after a very quick opening score by Swiger, Oregon's responded in volume. Now Sam Myers looks to get to that puck. He does, throws it right out in front on Peterson. Possible chance for a rebound. Slack can't control it. So now Shetland behind the net. Fisher with a quick shot looking for a tip. Shetland tried for the wraparound and the diving play there by Andres.
It looks like Peterson kind of overcommitted there on the post and lost an edge.
So now Shetland tries to find Myers out in front. He gets tied up by Hannon. What a burst of speed by Brzezlovsky. Brzezlovsky, a chance out in front, and Glass just couldn't finish it off. But Brzezlovsky, what a burst of speed there. So now Glass, they get it back to center ice. Wildcats looking to settle the pace of play down a little bit as Oregon has been bringing the speed. 11:29 left to go in the first. Wildcats up by 1. Teddy bear toss happened early, but ever since then it's been mostly in the flow of play in favor of Oregon.
Yeah, that teddy bear toss might have gotten to Oregon's head. Really turned him up here.
Yeah, so usually teddy bears don't infuriate people, but maybe in the case of a hockey game, Even a teddy bear will make you a bit frustrated. So Oregon now looking for a chance. Good pass there and a quick shot by Sanger right into the pads of DeMillionaire.
Yeah, that was a great recovery there by Sanger. Kind of bobbled the puck, was in the proper position on the weak side, and got a quick shot off.
So it's been a busy period for TJ DeMillionaire.
He's definitely proving he can stop the puck.
But most of the chances for Oregon have been from the outside, longer range chances. Wildcats have done a good job taking away the high danger shots.
And that's all about defense.
And now Pizzo, looks to use his speed to get in on Mitchell. Now Overland. He goes down low. They go back to the point to Erickson. Erickson to Hodgson. Quick shot there. Josephson looking for a tip out in front. Now a chance out in front and they score! Brian Erickson with a beauty of a goal with a feed from behind the net. And the Wildcats haven't had many shots, but the high danger chances are finding the back of the twine.
Brian Erickson did a great job sneaking down through the middle of the ice, making sure he didn't get covered, and he was in the middle of the slot, wide open on that goal.
And a perfect feed from behind the net. Brian Erickson goes knee down to make sure he gets enough leverage on that and finishes it over the shoulder of Peterson.
Arizona Wildcats goal! Scored by number 3, Brian Erickson. Assist to number 33, Michael Pizzo. And number 11, Will Josephson. Time of the goal, 9:24 of the first period. Again,
so Pizzo picks up an assist for himself, Josephson, so the whole line comes together on that one. And after DeMillionaire was busy for a long time, the Wildcats get a high danger opportunity. And that's exactly why, if you can limit those, not a lot of pucks will hit the back of your net. But what a finish by Brian Erickson.
It looks like Oregon's just kind of letting the Wildcats play in their own zone.
And it was just a great quick feed from behind the net. So hard for goalies to track that when it comes out quick. So now Swiger, he's trying to win a battle there against Mayer. Try to shovel that one over the top of the net. Now Langus, he fires that one into the skates of Strategos. But it comes right back into the Oregon zone. Walker with a beautiful feed. Just too many bodies in the middle to fight it through. Walker again, his signature little cut into the middle, but Oregon's done a good job taking that away, or at least making it difficult for him. So now Walker, he'll touch it. Couple quick passes. And now Jack Curley, he looks to go through 4 ducks. That's just too much to ask. But Oregon tries to make a quick pass out of the zone, goes all the way back down. 8:55 left to go in the first period. Wildcats up by 2. Goals coming from Brian Erickson and Tristan Swiger. 2 guys who have really seized their opportunity on this team this season. Especially such a great story with Brian Erickson, as he really wasn't even expected to play this season, but because of injuries and some guys in and out of the lineup, Erickson just night in, night out has fought to keep his space. And then Tristan Swiger, who high hopes for him when he came into the program, but I think scoring-wise, and a chance here, and that's off the post, the inside of it, and just comes out. So TJ, the benefit of a bit of puck luck after making some great stops. So now Brody Selman, he goes behind the net, tries to get it out in front, comes right back to him, goes across to Hodgson. He can't get the shot through. Fix tries to seal off Selman, and Peterson will glove that to slow the pace down.
Oregon has been doing a pretty good job of keeping the Wildcats on the outside, not giving really good shooting opportunities for the Wildcats. A lot of the shots, or the past 5 shots here, have been from outside.
And perhaps it's just because I haven't seen a game live in this building in a little bit, but I've personally been very impressed by the speed and tenacity of Oregon. They might not have had the finish yet, but they have really pushed the pace, and especially it's been number 7, Brislavsky. He goes across the middle, but the pass just doesn't quite connect with Glass. So now Hodgson, he goes behind the net, finds the outlet. Selman tries to fight through a check, but Glass will turn it right back into the zone. Now a chance here from the slot. And TJ has to fight through a screen and another rebound. So the Wildcats collapsing 5 men down low, but Pizzo does a good job to use his speed to at least get it up past the dots.
And that was a textbook play by Oregon. Tic-tac-toe inside the slot and got a shot off on TJ.
So now Pizzo, but Breslowski able to dump it down deep. Now a chance for Josephson. He brings it over the blue line uncontested. Looks to go around the net. Good little check there by Mitchell to get Josephson off the puck. Now a quick shot. That goes wide. Fisher races down to seal it in. And Peterson will glove that for a stop and play. And we'll get another face-off. 6:46 left to go in the first. And before the game, we were discussing that the teddy bear toss might cause this first period or possibly one of the other periods to go on quite longer, but kudos to the Wildcat stick skills, gathering up all those teddy bears quite quickly. So now Josephson kind of wins the face-off through, but it comes out there to Slayton. Mitchell now, he finds the outlet, but it goes right back to Langus. So Oregon, despite their speed and tenacity, some of the passing in their own zone has been a little bit sloppy at times, allowing the Wildcats to have a lot of turnovers and regain possession. But a nice little turn there behind the net. Josephson with a big hit there and a big hit by Pizzo as well. So now Oregon, they dance through the ice. They get it up to Gagan. He gets it in on TJ, and he'll hold that one for a face-off. The Wildcats face off in their own zone. Maher comes in to take the face-off against Shetland. Fisher gets over there to Myers. He looks to try to spring slack through the middle, but can't connect. Now Andres gets it over, but it comes right back to Shetland. Shetland speeds down the wing, taken away there by Baird, but it comes right back to Fisher. He turns it over, though, to Strategos. So all the way down the ice, no icing.
It looks like the Wildcats are just circling through lines here, trying to keep fresh legs on the ice.
So now a chance for Jack Curley. He feeds it across. They try to go back to the front. Somehow just gets poked wide. Peterson pulls the dead man's move to seal off the post.
As I can see there, Walker with his hands on his head. He couldn't believe that puck didn't go in.
I think it was Swag. I think it was Walker out in front. He had inside position on Peterson, but just was not able to get that puck in the net. The Wildcats win that one. Just goes over the top of the net. Over to Curley. Curley with a quick shot. That one hits a duck out in front. And that one's going to go all the way down for waved off there as the puck kind of tumbled on edge and slowed up. So now Overland, he takes the open space. Dumps that one, and on Peterson, who fumbled that puck there for a little bit. They didn't like how quickly Curley got in there, so Oregon's going to give him some trouble. So what looked like was going to be an easy stop there for Peterson. He just kind of fumbles the puck.
And I'm sure Curley's not looking forward to adding more stitches from last game in Maryville.
So speaking with Tanner Harris, yeah, Curley took a little bit of an injury up high, had to go for some repairs, but looks no worse for wear. He got the stitches the first game against Maryville, came back the second night and scored his first goal, so you just got to love the heart of hockey players. That's ACHA hockey right there. So matching penalties there for a little bit too much friendliness between Kemper and Curley.
It's definitely good to take both of them. You got to make an example at the start of the game so it doesn't get too out of hand later on.
So we'll go to 4-on-4 here for 2 minutes. Walker in to take the face-off out there with Swiger. Walker tries to win it forward. That one comes out to Glass, but Fisher makes it difficult on him. Glass still fighting to get it out of the zone. A chance here to Swiger. Swiger gets it back. Just tried to touch it through, but all he could find was yellow jerseys. So now a nice little move here over the line.
Wildcats playing that defensive break-in perfectly on that play.
So Hacker just wasn't able to take advantage of the space. So now Walker, who does such a good job of just slowing down the game, finds Fisher over to Swiger. Swiger over to Walker. Walker with a long time in space, and he scores! Dylan Walker from Tristan Swiger, and the Wildcats score 4-on-4. You can just not let Dylan Walker have that much time and space.
And then also with Ryan Fisher on that breakout, that was a whole play made up by all 4 of those players out there.
So Fisher jumps into the rush on the 4-on-4, becomes a little bit of that third forward. Swiger with the unselfish play to find Walker in the middle, and just uncontested, no one in the lane. Peterson's got to feel.
Score number 24, Tristan Swiger. Assist to number 16, Dylan Walker, and number 6, Ryan Fisher. Time of the goal, 15:48. Again, Wildcats goal. Score number 24, Tristan Swiger.
So I'm sure as much as I would love Tristan Swiger would have got his second, that was certainly Swiger. That was Walker from Swiger. So now Oregon, it's been a tough first period for them here. Even though they've had a good amount of shots on goal, the Wildcats, when they've had their chances, they've finished them. And that one was just a tiny bit offsides there.
42 seconds left here on the 4-on-4 play.
With 3:38 left to go in the period. So the Wildcats really came out with a lot of jump in this first period, and it's just been finishing all of those great high opportunity chances that Peterson has to feel a little bit sold out by his defense at times here. So Oregon just content to punch that out of the zone. Henningsgaard not able to get onto it. But now Andres, he gets it over. Voiles takes the space in front of him. Quick turn up along the boards. The only person he finds out in the middle is Jesse Lowell. So now Lowell tries to go dump and chase there against Henningsgrad.
Looks like he just missed the glass. A little bit of extracurriculars here in the Oregon zone with Brody Selman.
I certainly would not be shocked to see a little bit of frustration out of this Oregon group, as the first 20 minutes of the first 17 minutes of this hockey game have not treated them well. It's really been, some games you see a lot of puck luck, some easy bounces, but the 3 goals that have been set up by the Wildcats are just results of fantastic passing and a lot of time and space given up by the Ducks. So now Slayton in to take the face off there. Gagin tries to pressure Overland. And what's really impressed me are the Wildcats' passes in their own zone. And now Overland, he comes over the line. Quick shot there. Peterson holds on to that one.
Yeah, and the Wildcats' defense are definitely showing their play here in the offensive zone, just like you saw Overland go up. Fisher was playing up. Hodgson also was playing up.
And I'm not, Berman's such a visual coach, such a guy who's heavy on the video side of preparation, probably telling his guys to push that pace, take the space whenever you can get it, as Oregon will give it to you.
Yeah, you have 5 players out on the ice. Why not use them?
That's why you're the hockey analyst, Garrett. So now a nice little favorable bounce for the U of A, but unfortunately Erickson not able to corral it. Now Gagin, he goes through the middle of the ice. He just misses wide. There's a bit of breakdown in coverage there, as he had all in time in the world. But now Erickson, nice little power move there by Erickson to get around a couple players, but Oregon has some good puck support from each player there, but Fisher brings it right back into the zone, not allowing Oregon any time and space to recover as Mitchell, he goes to get it, but there's 3 fresh Wildcat forwards. Slack plants him into the boards. And just right back over the line is Shively. So all of the Wildcats defensemen at the moment just taking advantage of every bit of space And when Oregon backs off even a little bit, Wildcats just might as well carry it into the zone, get some possession, and see what lanes open up, as Oregon has been caught puck watching on all 3 goals and just allowed a guy to get way too open in the slot in dangerous areas. So now
Wildcats are doing a great job at breaking up the neutral zone passes.
So Baird down in the corner and Strategos in support. They go back to the point here for Mitchell. Quick shot, a lot of traffic out in front. Never gets through on DeMillionaire. So now Eddie Slack with some great pace. Quick shot there, goes wide on Peterson. Jack Curley comes flying into the zone. Jack Curley, nice little touch pass, but Myers just couldn't finish it off. They try to go cross seam to Curley, and a huge hit there by Zach Langus. Curley comes flying on the back check and makes sure Baird has nowhere to go either.
Wildcats are doing a great job of working as a team. As you can see, the forwards are really covering for the defense also. So every single one of these players is going to the puck if they're closest to it.
So now Curley trying to get in on Voiles, does a good job to hold up and not put him into the boards, as that would have been a dangerous hit. Now Glass with a nice little burst of speed and a couple of moves, but Shively with a great intelligent stick to poke that away. That's a quick shot on DeMillionaire. 38 seconds left to go in the period.
And Glass has had a lot of break-ins in the first period. He's been a really fast skater. Same thing with number 7.
Yeah, Breslavsky, number 7, has just been flying, but now a chance here for Walker. Walker in, shoots, just goes wide, or I think Peterson just got a piece of it, but good job there by Walker to not turn down the chance to shoot. It's always tempting to go for that back door, but I'll always be appreciative of a guy who just shoots the puck. It's now a battle along the boards, Fisher, and that will do it for the first period. So even though the broadcast booth and myself might have been a bit rusty coming into this game, certainly the Wildcats were not. They open the scoring early, get the teddy bear toss done with a goal coming from Swiger, assisted by Curley. And then Erickson and Walker with the other 2. So a fantastic first period from the Wildcats. Oregon will have a lot of work to do in the next 40. We'll be back to bring you the second period in just a little bit. Stick with us. This is Wildcat Hockey.
Okay. So I know kind of a rough first period here, but how does it feel coming off of last night's win?
Yeah, it definitely felt great getting that first win. You know, we've been on a lot of losses lately, so right now getting a really good win.
congrats on the Teddy Bear goal tonight. How'd it feel to get that first goal?
Felt great. You know, came off the 2 losses on the road. We needed to start strong, and 2 minutes in was a good way to get it.
Nice. And I know that tonight you're playing Oregon, which is your hometown team. So how does it feel going up against that?
Feels good. I have a couple buddies on the team, so beating them's gonna feel nice.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back, Wildcat fans, to the start of this second period as your Wildcats take a 3-0 lead into the second. A great opening first couple minutes led to the opening goal from Tristan Swiger and the great Teddy Bear toss. And then after that, it was Brian Erickson and Dylan Walker getting it done. So a good team effort so far from the Wildcats here. One thing that has certainly been interesting that me and Garrett Kane have been discussing is how effective the defense has been in jumping up into the rush, keeping plays alive at the blue line, just not allowing Oregon any time and space. So what do you want to continue to see out of this defensive core, Garrett?
I definitely want to keep seeing them jumping into plays, and then also seeing the offensive side of it go back and cover the defense, which they have been doing. So defensive coverage has been really solid here in the first period, and see if it persists in the second.
So despite the fact that Oregon does come into the second period down 3-0, they played with a lot of speed and intensity, just no real high quality chances, which is a testament to the responsibility of the U of A defense. So Shively, he'll get it up there to Slack. Hard battle along the boards there with Glass. They almost find Myers all alone in the middle. So now Sam Myers, he fights into some space, and a quick shot just goes wide. So Shetland, he pokes at that puck. Slack keeps it alive. Now to Myers again, a quick shot, and he scores! Sam Myers with a beauty of a wrister. 21 seconds in, as that whole line goes to work, keeps pucks alive. Slack on the board, Shetland with the touch, and Myers with the finish. So even though I thought Oregon might come out with a real big jump in their step, they allow the Wildcats to gain entry a bit too easy. And all three members of that line go to work. And Sam Myers, who has such a deadly wrister as we've seen over the course of this season, makes no mistake.
Wildcat goal! Scored by number 15, Sam Myers. Assisted by number 27, Tyler Shetland, and number 6, Ryan Fisher. Time of the goal, 21 seconds.
So even though Oregon has had a number of shots, they have not had shots of that caliber, as Peterson has just been peppered tonight by beautiful chances from the slot that really don't give a goalie much of a chance unless they're just stealing a game. So now Jack Curley in to take the face-off. Tristan Swiger, who got the opening goal, he tries to get it around the boards, but comes into open space, quickly up the ice.
Luckily, we didn't get a tripling penalty there for the Wildcats.
But now a chance here all alone, and they put it wide as Gagan couldn't get a shot on TJ DeMillione. So the best chance for Oregon so far, and Gagan just shoots it wide. Curley, he puts the body in to separate the man from the puck. Tries to kick it out to the blue line, held in there. Not much on that shot.
And the Oregon's playing a very defensive game. They have three men up high to just cover to make sure that the Wildcats don't squeak out somewhere.
Well, down 4-0, you might as well start taking some chances. I mean, I'm all for defensive responsibility, but they have to fight to start getting some high opportunity chances. As Hodgson, he takes the space up through the middle, tries to get in, and it's going to be a trip there on Hodgson. So Hodgson just pushes the pace through the center of the ice, draws a penalty. And even though the Wildcats are up 4-0, they'll go on their first power play of the game.
And that's going to be number 2, Fix, going to the box for Oregon. Looks like Fix just kind of got underneath the Hodgson skate there a little bit when he poke checked him and drew a penalty.
Yeah, I think Hodgson chipped that puck forward just as Fix went for the poke check. But Hodgson, good things happen when you keep your feet moving. Now Shetland. Myers wins it back to Overland. Now Myers. He goes middle. Touch pass by Shetland. Quick shot there. But a good block in the lane was Hacker. So now Maher tried to pressure, but U of A just gets possession. And the Oregon trying to stack up the blue line, but they just let Myers skate right in. I mean, it's not exactly the most effective penalty-killing strategy to let a guy just enter the slot unopposed. But luckily for Oregon, they're able to get that puck out past the blue line. I don't think Oregon was too happy that that wasn't a penalty. Oregon players kind of slipping all over the ice. Swiger goes straight through his man. Now another quick shot. That one's fought off by Peterson.
Looks like the Oregon player, his skate blade came out of his skate holder there.
It's always a tough shuffle to the bench. So now the Wildcats look to set the umbrella. Beautiful move by Walker. Back to Overland. Now Selman with a lot of space. Tries to go back door. Pass just a little bit too hard for Curley. He turns and fires. That one just goes wide, and Peterson dives out to save that one.
Yeah, you definitely want to ensure that the blades are tightened in the holder on the skates, because you don't want those falling out. You're not going to skate very well.
Yeah, unless you end up pulling a Tuukka Rask and throwing a skate blade at a ref, which is certainly nothing you ever want to see in hockey, even as a Bruins fan. Still one of the strangest moments I've ever watched. So now Rossi in to take the face-off. Wildcats on the power play for another 46, but they can't win the face-off clean. Fisher, he goes back to set things up. Walker, he'll wind it up. Walker over the red line. Tries to dance through his man, but Voiles does a good job, but they can't clear the zone. They go down behind the net for Curley. Curley to Walker. Back to Fisher. Now Fisher waits for a lane. Quick shot. That one just got tipped wide. Rossi. Good puck retrieval here on the power play. Fisher. Back to the point to Walker. To Fisher. Fisher with a quick shot, looking to pick the corner. Peterson had to stretch out the pad. So Fix will hop out of the box. DeMillione comes out to play it. But Oregon changing. They're able to take advantage of the clear, but what a great back check there by Brody Selman. So Brody Selman, who maybe hasn't been the offensive powerhouse of the past season, such a responsible defensive forward. Now Pizzo.
It looks like the physicality of Oregon is picking up here.
A great shot block there. Got to respect selling out the body. Oregon still trying to clear the puck out as Hacker. Right back into the zone, though. So Minchin, he dishes it down behind the net. Crows winding up through the middle. but no outlet for Oregon, just nowhere to go, no time and space. Pizzo now, a big hit there, but now Erickson with a chance out in front and a great save by Peterson. Erickson, he's hitting to the boards by Fix, comes back to the point. Langus with a quick shot, and Peterson with the glove save.
The Wildcats are definitely turning around the shots on goal. Oregon was leading 16 shots on goal, up by 7 shots. Wildcats had 9 in the first period, and Wildcats are definitely turning the shots on goal around here.
Yeah, the pace of play has been with the Wildcats as Oregon, especially coming out of their own zone, just kind of content to throw pucks to the red line, not really any clean breakouts. And that's a credit to the Wildcats that have done a good job. No time and space. Quick turnaround shot there from Slack. What a blistering wrister, but just went wide. Another quick shot here. That's off the pads of Peterson. Now Kemper. They're able to fight it out. It's going to be Glass trying to hustle on to it. The Wildcats come away with it once again. Hannon, he can't break it up. Now through to Slack. Slack over to Myers. Myers just elevated that puck too much. Could kind of see this blade just get up under that puck. But Myers with another great opportunity from the slot. Nice little turnaround move there by Slack. Another good move. Quick shot. Peterson with a save, but it's Shetland who cleans it up. And Peterson kind of flashed the leather thinking he had that one. Couldn't corral it, and Shetland with a great job. You go to the net, good things happen, and the Wildcats take a 5-0 lead in the second period. So Eddie Slack, just too hard of a wrister for Peterson to corral, and Shetland finds the soft space and the dirty rebound.
And that was the second goal there for the Wildcats, where a Wildcats player snuck behind Oregon, had no idea that the player was there, and put in a goal.
So I think a little bit of the frustration against Maryville.
Assistant number 17, Eddie Slack, and number 6, Ryan Fisher. Wildcat goal scored by number 27, Tyler.
And Curley almost finds Walker out in front. Walker with a great reverse hit there on Andres. Peterson fighting for a loose puck. And I think we're going to get a penalty here on the Wildcats for a bit too much stick work on Peterson. So a slash called here. Or it looks like actually the Oregon player, Andres, is going to be going to the box for a slash. I thought the Wildcats might have just gotten too much stick work on Peterson. So the Wildcats are going to go back to the power play. 14-18 still left to go in the second. 5-0 Oregon. Anyone who watches the Hockey Guy YouTube, the No Mercy magnet could be coming out on this one this evening. As the Wildcats giving this crowd a show. So now Overland gets it down to Myers. Myers looks to go middle to Shetland. Overland. Swiger on the corner. Henningsgaard trying to guard the middle of the ice with Slayton along with him, but they open up the slot. Wildcats with some great puck movement here on the power play. Slayton just skating which way and every, trying to guard, and Myers now to a quick slot shot from Swiger, just couldn't get much on it. But about 8 quality passes there from the Wildcats, sets up a lot of time and space.
Looks like we have a Wildcat that's down. He looks like he's hurt.
And that's going to be Tristan Swiger. He's having trouble getting to the bench. Wildcats bring it over the line, but Swiger in a lot of discomfort here, but good to see him go to the bench and not to the tunnel. Not sure what happened there in the corner. Let's see if we get a replay later. But Swiger in a lot of discomfort. And as a player that's been an absolute joy to watch all season, you really hope that it's just more discomfort that can be shaken off than anything else. So the trainer will attend to him. He's in a lot of pain though, and Swiger is one of the toughest kids I've ever met, so if he's feeling it, anyone would be. So now the Wildcats with still a minute 08 left to go on the power play. Up there to Rossi. Great job by Selman to find that loose puck and just rings the pipe.
It's pretty interesting here. Walker's playing defense.
So now a chance out in front for Curley, and Everybody diving into the slot to get the puck out. But I do have a feeling, though, when we get a stoppage of play, Swiger is going to be going to the room. Up 5-0. There's no point to put a guy back on the ice if he's not feeling 100%. So Curley, nice cross-ice pass to Walker. Walker looks to go back to Curley, just couldn't connect. He gets triple team down low, no worse for wear. Now Ryan Fisher goes back down to Rossi. Quick shot there, quick pass there to Selman. He gets a good one-timer away, just goes high and wide. Walker with a great move there. And Walker and Curley, their chemistry has been immediate so far, even though they haven't played with each other for very long. So penalty expires, still 5-0 Wildcats. Walker again draws a man, tries to make the play and almost does. But it's Maher that's able to skate it over the blue line for Oregon, but just one too many touches.
And Oregon's had a lot of penalty kill time here in this game, and they've done a very good job of keeping the Wildcats outside and not in the slot.
Even though I do agree with you a lot, Garrett, they've kind of let the Wildcats into the slot a good bit. But the Oregon, that was a good penalty kill there from them. You know, the first 30 seconds or so, Wildcats had 1 or 2 great opportunities, but after that, everything was from the outside. So now Erickson fighting along the boards here. Josephson comes in support. Pizzo tries to go back to Erickson. Quick shot there, just goes high. Josephson with a quick chance out in front to Erickson. So Josephson really liking that behind the net play. And Erickson finding the soft spots in front of the net, just not able to finish that one off.
Great job there by Peterson, stopping that puck.
You know, the only reason I would say that, Garrett, because I respect you so much.
No, I understand.
It's just been, this is one of those games where Oregon's given up a lot of room in the slot, and Peterson's had a really tough time dealing with those shots because there's just so much time and space, and when you have no idea where a shooter is going with it because no one's in a lane, Wildcats still trying to fight this puck through. Myers skates in, goes back to the point to Ziegler. Ziegler with a shot. And because of some of the injuries on defense, Ziegler has transitioned to D this game, and that's probably where he'll stay this season. So now Ziegler tries to find slack in the middle. Myers, quick touch pass there. That hits a couple bodies, and Peterson will just snag that for a whistle. 11:14 left to go in the second period. 5-0 Wildcats. Goals coming from Myers and Shetland.
Yeah, and back in the day with Ziegler, when I used to play on his team, we used to play defense, or a couple shifts of defense together, and he's a crucial member on the defensive part also. Yeah,
I mean, he's such a great penalty killer as a forward, such a tenacious player. I can imagine it translates well to D. Now maybe a chance again, but Oregon does a good job getting in the lane. That one hits Voiles up high. He looks a bit stung, but that's where you're happy you wear the cage. So luckily the ref's first instinct is to make sure the player's safe. Voiles selling out the body to get in the lane. Swiger has stayed on the bench, which is certainly a relief.
Yeah, you're not going to be spitting too many chiclets in ACHA hockey.
No, that is...
especially with the cage.
As someone who despises anything around teeth pain, whenever I see chiclets being spit out in NHL level hockey, curdles the stomach a good bit, but nothing, no Voiles, no worse for wear. Hodgson feeds it over. Now a quick shot, Peterson, and it's going to be a penalty here coming up against Oregon.
Looks like it got him on the wrist on Hodgson.
Yeah, I think Hodgson took a hard cross check there from Voiles. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a slashing.
So the Wildcats going back on the power play. Actually don't see an Oregon player going to the bench, or going to the box. So it might have just been Hodgson is going to be the one going to the box. Maybe they're a little bit of too much touching with Peterson. He certainly doesn't agree with the call. So Hodgson gets the slash. And if there's ever one thing I am positive I'll be wrong about, it's what the penalty on the play is, unless it's just so egregious even anyone who's never watched hockey before would recognize it. But Oregon, huge chance here on the power play to try to regain some momentum in what's been a brutal game so far.
And we got Josephson and Ziegler, crucial part of special teams, killing this penalty for the Wildcats.
And one thing Ziegler does so well is block shots. Absolutely no fear in that kid. So now Fix at the point. He dishes it over there to Hannon. Now Breslavsky tries to open up a little bit of room. Back to Fix. They go down low. Fisher attacks the puck carrier. Fix now. Interchanges. Quick shot looking for a tip, and they get it. Hannon Shively with a great block to read that cross-seam pass.
Yeah, dropping that knee pad there was a really crucial part of blocking that there.
Big one-timer there from Glass, but hits nothing but glass and goes all the way down. So now Fix tries to wind it up, back over to Hannon. Glass driving the net. Can't connect on the pass. Erickson blows a tire. Glass tries to drag it around his man, just can't do it. So now Hacker up at the point with Breslavsky. Breslavsky looks to skate to the middle, drops it back to Hacker. Hacker with a quick shot. Great shot blocked by Will Josephson. Breslavsky, though, using that great speed to create some room, but can't get the shot through the sticks. Cosden in the corner. Josephson, good hard stick to get it all the way down.
Wildcats are definitely not scared of blocking shots on the penalty kill, as you can see.
I don't think any great penalty killing team is, but especially Connor Ziegler all season long. So now a quick stop up there from Henningsgaard. He skates to the middle. Too much time and space for him. Luckily, though, right into the pads of TJ DeMillionaire. So
a little bit of a defensive breakdown on the Wildcats. Lost in coverage, allowing that player to go into the slot.
yeah, Henningsgaard just skates into open spaces. I think Erickson thought another guy was going to pick him up, but luckily DeMillionaire with a good job standing tall takes away any real shooting lane. 13 seconds left to go on the penalty. Lowell in to take the face-off against Maher. But Gagan's able to skate into the slot with a quick shot. That one just goes wide, and the Wildcats get it all the way down the ice.
That was a great clear by Cosden.
So Oregon, after just racking up the shots early, they put a number of pucks wide here, but that one, long range. Maher just comes in and gives Cosden a check. So we'll see if the refs decide to let that go for the rest of the game. I have a feeling they won't, but never like to see a cross-check with quite that little instigation. But it is the beautiful game of hockey that we love, so.
I'm all for crashing the net, but not after the whistle.
As someone who never played hockey, I do sometimes have a bit of trouble understanding, but it's an intense game. There's a lot of emotions, and that is the reason I love it. So Minchin in to take the face-off here for Oregon against Selman. Selman able to win it over to Rossi. Great burst of speed there from Eddie Slack. Now Slack with a quick shot, but a great defensive play by Voiles, who dives to block that, but Hodgson keeps it in. 8:28 left to go. It's going to be a high sticking call here going against Brody Selman. So just as the Wildcats killed it off, they're going to be going right back on the PK.
And the Wildcats have been using a lot more board passes this game compared to last year. It's good to see.
A little bit more creativity, a little bit more differentiation in the offensive approach certainly has never hurt.
Yeah, with all these different lineups, mashups with different players, adding a lot of different players in the lineup. You got to see some creativity. It's good to see.
And part of the creativity has just come from the amount of injuries the Wildcats have gone through this season, and so rarely having the same consistent, 18 guys in the lineup game in, game out. It's been a rough year for the Wildcats in terms of injuries and consistency, but let's just focus on tonight and having a good time as the Wildcats are up 5-0. But Oregon, their best zone entry of the power play, including the last two. So Fix Up at the point. Gets it over there to Hannon. Fix over to Brzezlowski. Back to Fix. Quick shot there. That one gets sticked wide. Some tired penalty killers as the Wildcats killing consecutive penalties. Fix over to Hannon. Quick shot. That's a great block from Jesse Lowell.
Looks like it got him in the skate.
I think it might have got him up on the hand. He's not able to put that other one on the stick at the moment. So Jesse Lowell, hopefully it's just a bit of a numb hand for a moment, and that shakes off. Now another quick shot. That one goes wide, and a possible rebound opportunity from Glass, but
great recovery.
Yeah.
Great recovery there by TJ, getting to that post and stopping that puck from going into the net.
And the Wildcats certainly have, the TCC has some very lively boards, so that puck comes hard up off the glass. Chance from kind of right at the goal line level.
And these boards do come down quite a bit, so maybe it's just a little more bouncy tonight, and that's why Wildcats are using it more.
So Maher not able to win that face-off. And the Wildcats clear it. 40 seconds left to go on the power play. 7:03 left to go in the second. Goals coming from Myers and Shetland. So now Hacker, he drops it back. But they turn it right over as Gagan just had nowhere to go with it. He tries to throw a hit on Josephson. Josephson just kind of sidesteps it.
Yeah, and the angling by Ziegler and Josephson worked perfectly in the neutral zone.
So now a good burst of speed down the boards as they look to get it to the slot, but Ziegler, good stick work to make sure there was no room for that. Now Hacker, he takes a quick shot. Josephson with yet another shot block. Nice little job there to get some space and find Hodgson. He needs to get out of the zone. Selman's out of the box. So now Ziegler, he just throws one in on Peterson, so the Wildcats will be able to get a line change and a face-off.
And it's cool to see Selman go straight out the box and start making plays.
Brody Selman, he's such a hard-working player, and I've spent so much time talking with him, and he knows what he's capable of. And I think that's one reason this season has just been so frustrating for him, because the stats just do not reflect the quality of player that he is, and he has so much more to give.
Yeah, his awareness of the game is top tier, his puck possession.
So there's still 4 more games left to go. Selman gets dumped there, though, by Baird. He goes right back at another man. Selman never wanted to back down, so 2 more games coming up against San Diego State, and then 2 games against ASU. Selman takes out his frustration throwing a big hit. And unfortunately, when Sanger tries to take out his frustration, that's going to be a penalty there. So a little bit of nastiness going back and forth now. But with a 5-0 game, you want to see the Wildcats, keep their composure. Don't want to see any Oregon players get injured. Don't want to see any Wildcat players get injured, especially thinking forward to those 2 ASU games in February. San Diego State, no pushover, but those 2 games against ASU are going to decide the Cactus Cup. And you want to see everyone as healthy as possible for that. As I've said, injuries have plagued this team the whole season, but so now another power play opportunity for the Wildcats here to try to extend this lead. Josephson getting some time on the power play now with Swiger still out on the bench, but luckily staying on the bench, which is the most important thing. Shetland not able to keep control of that, so they will get it up and out of the zone. TJ will settle it down. Now Overland, he's going to take the time and space allowed to him, drops it back. Bit of speed there. Curley with a great move, but just couldn't quite drag it through. So Curley, who has not gotten much time on the ice in a Wildcat uniform, has not looked out of place at all so far tonight. So the Wildcats here. Rossi into the zone. Rossi over to Selman. Back to the point, Overland, good job to corral that with the skates. Now Walker, nice little pass behind the back. Selman with a quick shot, that one gets knocked down in front, but Oregon does a good job fighting that one out of the zone. 4:35 left to go in the second. Walker tries to drag it through. That's what Walker does best, but unfortunately sometimes it's a turnover. Now Bravzlowski, he tries to get it to the middle, but Glass was nowhere to be found.
And it looks like the Wildcats are getting a little sloppy here with some of their passes and kind of getting a little too fancy on the power play.
Yeah, it's all about the tiny little details at all times, but if there's any time I think a coach will forgive a guy for trying something, it's up 5-0 on the power play. So we'll see what Curley does here with it. He slows it up, gets it across to Walker. Now Walker tries to look for a lane, just not enough on that pass. So now a chance here for Hannon, and a great save by Demillionet, who has been fantastic so far this evening. There's a reason there's still a shutout on the board for the Wildcats, and he's been a huge part of it. So Erickson pressures his man down below the net. Curley, who's been out there for a long time. Slayton, they work it back to the point to Hacker. 5-on-5 hockey. That puck never gets through, but Hacker holds it in. Now Hannon touches it down low. Hacker able to seal it in.
And as you can see here, the Wildcats have been on the ice a little too long, trying to get a change, dumping the puck out.
Yeah, a whistle here would go a long way. So I think this is the same power play group that was basically out there for the entirety of the 2 minutes. Josephson and Oregon smells blood in the water, and they're going to keep pressuring. Quick shot there. Demillionet, he does a great job to hold the post and get the whistle that the Wildcats so desperately needed.
Yeah, and the intensity of the first period is definitely, I don't know if it has translated over to the second, but it looks like both teams are kind of slowing down. Wildcats on the power play aren't using as much as their feet. I don't know if that's just because they're up by 5 goals or not, but Wildcats and Oregon need to pick up the intensity of this game to compete and get points on the board. Brody Selman here taking on the faceoff.
It has been a solid effort. I'd say those last about couple minutes were the only times I've seen the Wildcats not moving their feet and making mistakes, but that was just, I think, more of a result of fatigue than poor decision making. So now Pizzo, Rosti not able to poke it through. Minchin, a good burst of speed there. But one thing is, with how many tire guys are out there, that means there's a lot of other fresh guys left on the bench. And Pizzo is one of those incredibly quick skaters. Selman, little touch from behind the back. Not able to keep possession, though, as Esposito, who gets one of his first touches, haven't been calling his name too much this evening. So Voiles down behind the net there with Andres. Slack follows Voiles all the way through. Wildcats, if they can get this puck going the other way, they'll have numbers. Tyler Shetland. Shetland with Slack. Finds Slack out in front, and Peterson with a terrific save there on Slack. Hodgson with a quick shot. Puck still loose out in front. Slack is just kind of bodying guys out in front, creating room. Peterson's lost his stick, but Oregon's able to get the puck into the glove and corral that.
Yeah, Peterson's ability to go post to post has really saved him this game, and also with that play. There's been a lot of weak side opportunities for the Wildcats, and he's been able to shut a lot of them down.
And Peterson, I know it is a 5-0 scoreline, but he has had to fight for a lot of, tough rebound opportunities out in front. It's really only been the highest of percentage chances that he's given up. So kudos to Peterson. Again, has to fight through a screen there and a tip.
Yeah, and it's not like they're easy shots that he's taking. They're high opportunity shots that the Wildcats, they're picking corners, going low, having Peterson move post to post.
So
definitely not making it easy for Oregon tonight.
No, the Wildcats have not made it easy on Peterson, and have to give so much credit to TJ at the other end of the ice. It might look easy when you're up 5-0, but he's had to make a number of great stops. So Oregon now, Hannon, he throws it in. And again, that's part of the reason that TJ has done such a great job tonight is that puck. He's able to pat it all the way out past the dot. No rebounds left, just sitting in front. So now Jack Curley with 1 minute remaining in the period. Over to Fisher. Fisher tries to go back to Lowell, and it just couldn't quite get through. Not quite sure how that didn't get through Peterson. He's lost his stick again as the Wildcats are just crashing the net nonstop. Peterson with a skater's stick now, but a good job by Glass to break that up and force the Wildcats out of the zone. So now Glass tries to go middle, the backhand pass, not able to be corralled. 28 seconds left to go. Now Myers with it. Myers skates to the middle, goes back door and just couldn't connect the pass as Rossi was waiting for that one. Now Hodgson with a great headhunter of a wrister. 15 seconds left to go in the period. Rossi, good job there to seal off the lane, as Oregon has had some good defensive efforts, but they have been few and far between at times. A beautiful move, but just not able to do anything with it as Baird dragged around his men. So 5-0 after 2 periods. Goals coming from Shetland and Myers. Sebastian Janik with Garrett Kane. We will be back to bring you the third period in just a little bit. This is Wildcat Hockey.
congrats on the super tight goal to tie it up 5-0. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. It's nice to finally score some goals, and hopefully we'll pull something out in the third here and get a win.
Nice. And tonight was the teddy bear toss. How does it feel to be able to give back to the Tucson community at this game?
Oh, it's awesome. We're thankful for all our fans. We love all the support, and we're thankful for it all the time.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back, Wildcat fans, to the Tucson Arena as your Wildcats head out for the third period in what has been a dominant Thursday evening against Oregon. 5-0 Wildcats as Tristan Swiger opened the scoring. We'll see if he's back on the ice after he took a hard fall into the boards. So goals tonight been coming from the whole lineup through and through. Shetland with an absolute beauty. Myers, Walker, trying to remember now. So definitely in the first period, you had Swiger being set up from Curley, and then Walker, Erickson, Shetland, and Myers scoring the 5 tallies for the Wildcats. It's been a wonderful response here.
Yeah, that's a lot of goals to keep track of. Lots of names.
Sorry, we're just dealing with some YouTube discussions over the course of the intermission, so didn't have enough time to focus on the stats themselves. But either way, the Wildcats, after 2 tough losses on the road in Maryville, not playing in the Tucson Arena since the very beginning of December.
Yeah, and U of A with 30 shots on goal, Oregon with 24. So they're neck and neck with shots on goal, but I think the Wildcats have had a little more opportunities, like goal scoring opportunities here.
And especially it's been the position of them. From the slot, a lot of time and space. Oregon's thrown a lot of pucks on net, and Demillionet has had to fight to get through a lot of the traffic. And now Myers, he'll come through. Myers waits, tries to go out in front to Slack, just couldn't quite connect with him there. So now Overland, he goes over to Hodgson. And Oregon, certainly not for their lack of effort. I've been very impressed by their skating, their effort. It's just been, Wildcats have not given them time and space in the most dangerous of areas. And a turnover there at the blue line, but good support there coming from Gagan to get it over. Gets around Fisher, good burst of speed, but just couldn't hold on to the puck. And that's been a bit of the problem for Oregon. They create space, they create chances, even their best opportunity. But now Jesse Lowell over to Walker. Great save by Peterson as he waited out Walker. Now Fisher with a quick shot. That one gets blocked by Fix. So now Minchin, or Mayer. Mayer dumps it in. Lowell gets to it first. So I don't think Swiger is back for this period as he was injured in the second. Hopefully it's nothing too serious for Tristan Swiger. 18:30 left to go in the third. Thank you so much for everyone joining us on the broadcast this evening. As I said, my apologies for being a bit rusty after being out of the booth for over a month here, but it's so good to be back and seeing the stream be active and positive. But now a great chance here for Cosden as he throws a shot on Peterson with Selman crashing the net. So Breslovsky, whose speed has been impressive throughout this whole game, just not able to hold onto it, but now he does. Breslovsky tries to go middle, but just too many Wildcats in the way. Touch pass, they try to go to Glass, but the Wildcats read that. Battle along the boards there by Voiles. Good little burst of speed here from Ziegler. Just can't get around his man, though, so now Glass. Great little touch pass there, but just doesn't settle down. And Hannon not able to do anything with it. Erickson takes a hard hit from Voiles. Bit of an awkward one, but a hard one nonetheless. These two guys go at it, each other against the bench. Now Breslovsky trying to find Glass out in front, but once again, the pass just a bit ahead of him.
Yeah, and Breslovsky is definitely not a player you want to get time and space.
So now Josephson, he gets around his man, goes out to the middle. Overland can't elevate it as Peterson does a great job to spread out. So Overland joins the rush all alone in the slot, but just couldn't elevate that puck. Good big hit there from Pizzo. Not the biggest guy, but plays with a lot of heart. So now Overland, he carries it up. Pizzo goes through the middle to Erickson, and he scores! What a beauty of a backhander from Brian Erickson. forehand, backhand, elevation, and the Wildcats go up 6-0.
Yeah, and that is definitely not an easy shot to get over Peterson's shoulder, so kudos to him.
So Brian Erickson with his second of the game, a recipient of a beautiful pass, and makes absolutely no mistake.
Every single line on the Wildcats bench has been going out and getting points on the board here tonight.
It's been an effort by committee, which is what every great hockey team does, and the Wildcats, who offensively
assistant number 33, Michael Pizzo. Time of the goal, 3:18 of the third period.
So throughout the course of this season, what was built to be an offensive powerhouse of a team has struggled a little bit at times, but tonight an offensive explosion from just creating high-quality opportunities nonstop. Only negative, though, out of tonight is Pizzo throws another big hit. Is that unfortunately Tristan Swiger has not returned to this game. Big hit there. Erickson, he's gotten beat up a little bit so far in the first 4 minutes of this period, but Erickson's a very tough player. He might want to be an astronaut, but he can take a beating. So now Slack, good little stop-up move there. Tries to go middle, but Overland was changing. Now Myers, he looks fine. Shetland in a great save by Peterson.
We got a delayed penalty here called on the Wildcats.
So even if Shetland had buried it, wouldn't have counted.
Never mind. It's going to be on Oregon. It was looks like both of them are going to the bench here. Looks like kind of an after the play happened, but it was a delayed penalty for an Oregon penalty kill.
So Hodgson going to the box here. Certainly a guy who's not afraid to mix it up. So didn't quite see what happened behind the play, but maybe just a little bit of running a bit of too much of an interference pick by Hodgson.
So it's going to be 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes. I love seeing 4-on-4 hockey. Ice really spreads out. There's a lot of passing. Puck control is everything. It's a really fun game to watch.
Well, especially because the Wildcats with this group have so much speed. I'm excited to see what guys like Shetland and Myers can do 4-on-4 when they open up a bit of the ice. So Hunter Hodgson, so roughing call there on Hodgson. So now Tyler Shetland with a great burst of speed, looks to get a little bit of room, goes behind the net. Back to the point for Shively. Shively now, he holds it up. Shively trying to pull a little bit of a dangle. That was Myers trying to dangle it through as he usually does, but Oregon comes back the other way. Quick shot. Very optimistic opportunity there from Slayton, but DeMillione makes no mistake.
That was surprising.
Oh, go ahead, Garrett.
It was surprising seeing Slayton get that puck through Shively's feet. That was a really good opportunity there.
I think the scoreline does not completely reflect Oregon's play throughout this game. There's just been a number of passes that are an inch outside of where they should be. A puck won't settle down. A shot goes wide. Oregon has certainly not played a poor game of hockey by any means, but the Wildcats have just done everything right in terms of finishing off great opportunities. So now Dylan Walker here. He's a guy who loves 4-on-4 hockey with his creativity. Ooh, I think that one might have caught the ref in the helmet. Almost a favorable keep-in for the Wildcats. But so Dylan Walker now gets around one man. Tries to go around Andres, but he's able to poke it off. Now Eddie Slack. Eddie Slack with a great wrister. That one's going to sting Andres. I don't think Slack really put too much pressure into the net, but Eddie Slack, who was built like an absolute tank. I mean, on the ice, a very quiet guy. On the ice, he's very intimidating, but, in the locker room with a tarp on, very quiet guy, very, very nice guy, but he looks a little bit of like Sylvester Stallone in his prime when it's off. It's some of these guys, they might be younger, but hockey players can be scary. Maybe it's just because I never was one, and that's why when I talk with you, Garrett, not to say that you're not built like, a very strong individual, but sometimes the size of these guys, how people take hits from and get back up is just incredible. But
yeah, size has a lot to do with it, but it's also how you position your body. I didn't play defense for no reason.
I know, sometimes you're just so nice of a guy. I just kind of forget that you could probably be a bit of a pest on the back end, and guys didn't like going into the corners with you. So, so now Will Josephson in to take the face off. Andre's not able to push it past Fisher. And Pizzo just accelerates and takes away all the time and space. I will say, the way Pizzo churns his legs and just gets so much speed out of such quick strides always impresses me.
Yeah, he's a very solid on his edges, and he really picks up speed just from one stride.
So now a long shot there on Demillionet, but he sticks it into a great place for the Wildcats to break it out. Pizzo now, quick shot there, and Peterson, I think, just got a tiny piece of it. Only 2 seconds left to go on the 4-on-4. Will Josephson looks to break it over the line. Good active stick there by Crows. So Oregon has not been able to spend a lot of time in the U of A zone. It's great to see a big crowd here on a Thursday evening at the Tucson Arena. We are back tomorrow and Saturday at 1 p.m. as San Diego State comes to town. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us on the stream. If you could make it here to a live game, we'd love to have you. But if you do tune into the stream, we certainly appreciate your support. And now Overland with a quick shot. That one gets ramped up off a stick. Fix battling down low. Maher comes in support. Maher content to drop it to the blue line. Almost able to skate onto it with Strategos, but the Wildcats come right back the other way. Curley, almost a great power move to hold on to that puck with a guy draped all over him.
And the Wildcats defense playing calm and collected, really getting solid passes up the ice to Dylan Walker.
Walker almost able to cut to the middle, but that puck just hits the skate of glass. Too many bodies along the wall for anyone to get through. So Kemper tried to force the play, just couldn't do it. Now maybe a chance here for Glass. Nice move by him. But Langus with a good job to just take the body. Glass takes a shot from Cosden. I think Cosden's going to go for that one.
That was a little high up into the face. You don't want to see that.
No, especially when it's kind of around that neck area. It's, well, looks like they're going to say that Glass decides to go with him. So the refs didn't like what either guy decided to do on that play. But as I said earlier in this game, 6-0 at the moment. Just keep your head cool. You got a lot of hockey left to play over the next 2 days. No reason to do anything unnecessary.
And the Wildcats back here at 1 p.m. games Friday and Saturday against San Diego State.
And 2 games to mark on your calendar. ASU 15th and 17th of February. A little bit of a interesting difference in schedule for not having the back-to-backs, but 15th and 17th, the final ACHA games of the season at home, and then the Coyotes alumni game coming up after that. But ASU versus U of A at the Tucson Arena is a special thing. So Cosden and Glass both go to the box for roughing as the tempers have flared a little bit. Bravslavsky with a great strip there. Goes wide around his man. Couple moves, but puts the shot right into the skates of Shively. And I think on a different night, Bravslavsky might have had 1 or 2 goals here this evening. It's just nothing has quite gone Oregon's way. And that's partially just from the effort of the Wildcats. Will Josephson, he gets in the way. Now possibly a chance here. Selman, though, able to pick it up. Fisher, he'll dump it in deep. Peterson, a little bit of a miscommunication there with his D-man as he was out of the crease for a while, but no harm done. Oregon, they'll dump that in. That's what's interesting about Oregon on the 4-on-4. They're kind of just willing to turn over possession when 4-on-4. Shetland with a beautiful burst of speed and a move. Now Myers Tries to create some space, but a good active stick there. Wildcats, though, at the point, hold it. Now Langa's looking for the tip out in front, and they get it, but Shetland just couldn't bury it.
Beautiful shot positioning there by Langus. Perfect opportunity for a deflection.
Myers pulls the stick around his own back and gets into the zone, waiting for a bit of support. And that's the type of thing you expect to see on the 4-on-4 is, you know, you don't have anywhere to quite go with it, but there's no point to give up possession when you're not forced to. So now Langus, touch pass over. Dylan Walker, he fights in and gets a shot. Or that was actually Jack Curley fighting through to get a shot there.
That's going to be Ziegler out there on the ice playing defense.
Yeah, I think that's where Ziegler's going to be for the rest of the season now with just, you know, offensive depth has certainly not been an issue for the Wildcats whatsoever, but on the back end, things have been a little bit scarce at times, and at the moment, Busby out, Chioka out. Those are two key guys, and Ziegler's willing to step up and take the responsibility.
Yeah, and Coach Berman definitely knows where the talent should be placed out on the ice.
Connor Ziegler, a player he's very familiar with, has spent a lot of time with. So 10 minutes left to go in the third period. Wildcats up 6-0. Now Jesse Lowell cross ice. Curley tries to drag it through, but not able to get through the check of Kemper. But now Walker, he gets dragged down to the ice. They just try to throw into the slot. Hodgson over to Walker. Walker with a quick shot. Peterson, that one hit his shoulder and he didn't even see it. Curley's going to get in there and they're going to go right at him. So certainly some tempers flaring, and even though this is the first game I've watched Jack Curley play, he likes going to that blue paint.
Yeah, I'm connecting the dots here why what happened in Maryville with his stitches.
Well, I don't think that might have been a little bit less on Curley, but you know, the pregame we talked about, not afraid to go into the corners, not afraid to go into the paint. Surprised they're going to take just Curley here, as the refs have been taking two guys basically at all times, but 9:37 left to go in the third period. Wildcats will go on to the power play. And we'll see. I have a bit clairvoyantly called the final score of the first two periods. I've got my third in mind at the moment. We'll see how that pans out, but hopefully I'm wrong when it comes to what this power play could create. But wouldn't hate to see Oregon get one goal. They have played a solid game of hockey throughout a good bit of it. So Hacker now over to here to Henningsgaard goes back to the point. Josephson, he catches an edge and goes down, so Oregon's able to keep possession. Hacker looking for the one-timer, but they choose to go otherwise. Now Henningsgaard, back to Hacker. Henningsgaard pressured heavily there by Erickson. 9 minutes left to go, 1:21 left to go in the power play. Henningsgaard tries to get that one through, but Demillione does a great job to get across the crease and stop that rebound opportunity. Another quick shot there. That one goes high and wide, bounces all the way out. Brian Erickson with the 2-foot vertical gloves it down. And that was Slayton all alone out in front, but it just goes through the legs. Now Henningsgaard once again works it up towards the top of the point. They interchange over to Hacker. Henningsgaard, quick shot there. Demillione fights it off. A great chance for Slayton, but it doesn't get through.
Great job, TJ.
Now another shot, but too many bodies out in front. Breslovsky. Quick shot there, and just kind of got up in the air. They almost got a tip on it. Erickson chops at it into the Wildcat bench.
11-shot differential here. There's a lot of shots on net this whole entire game, so on both sides kind of mishaps with defensive coverage, letting shots whiz by them. And I think the Oregon team just put down 5 shots there on the PK.
And Oregon has developed a lot of their scoring opportunities from the power play. It's just they haven't been high-quality ones. You know, the Wildcats, 4 or 5 great passes, open guy in the slot. Every time Oregon gets somebody really open and a great scoring opportunity, they just can't quite finish it. They try to touch one through there. Another shot in close. And TJ somehow fights that one through. So now Fix, a great active stick there from Curley out of the box. So now Curley with fresh legs gets it up to Walker. Walker cuts into the middle. Quick shot just goes wide. So Curley touches it through to Jesse Lowell. Can he drag it through his man? Good active recovery there by Bravslowski to not let Lowell be in all alone.
And I think an important note here for the Wildcats.
But now Glass in with a lot of time and space. Glass, Demillionet fights that one off. He tried to go 5-hole on TJ, and he sealed that. So now Walker, 2-on-1 with Curley. Walker tried to go cross, and he scores! Jack Curley finishes off a fantastic feed from Dylan Walker, and it's 7-0 Wildcats.
And the Wildcats are definitely not letting off the gas pedal here in the third period.
I mean, it's fun to score goals. Some Wildcat players have been frustrated at times this season by the lack of creation of scoring opportunities, but Dylan Walker, I mean, to feather that pass that in close, something special. And Jack Curley, so not only does Jack Curley have an absolutely fantastic hockey name, he's got some fantastic hands on him as well, who really has added a different offensive dynamic to this U of A team. And now behind the net, Myers and Voles, they're going to go at it. So 7-0, things are going to get feisty here. But this is where, Chad Berman's going to hopefully just settle guys down a little bit, make sure nothing gets out of hand. You don't want to get any DQs, any suspensions with important games coming up. Still a little bit surprised they only take Myers there, as it looked like both guys were having a lot of fun, but they will eventually escort Voiles to the box. I guess he just wanted to take his time before having a sit down.
And one thing I'd like to note, Wildcats getting off of that PK directly translated their game into offensive play there and got that goal.
I think the Wildcats recognized that Curley, he had been in the box for 2 minutes, had some time and space coming out of it, and Walker, who is just, it's hard to really describe Walker because I almost want to say he's a playmaker first, but he scores a heck of a lot of goals with his great wrister. So him and Curley, so Myers, he's going to be done, and Voiles as well, so they're just going to decide to send both of the guys to the locker room. Obviously, with the game a little bit said and done for tonight, might as well just get the 2 guys off the ice who are probably going to cause the most problems. I don't think Myers will be too upset, even though he probably was hoping to score a couple more, but it's been a great game here for the Wildcats. They've created a lot of opportunities, buried the ones they needed to, and provided a great amount of entertainment for this hometown crowd that has been pining for some hockey ever since December 9th. So we will stay 5-on-5 here, though. It looks like they've got an additional 2 minutes up on the board for Myers, so probably, yep, there's the extra 2, so 4-on-4. So now Langus, he goes down to Slack. Shetland, he has to work hard against the boards and does. Langus with a quick shot. Peterson just decides to punch it out. So 10-minute misconducts for both guys at the end of this game. 6:08 left to go. Langus does a great job fighting all the way around behind the net, touches to Will Josephson. Josephson around Peterson. He's able to hold the post, though. So Baird, they do find a nice outlet pass here. Quick shot again from a long way away by Sanger. Unless he's hoping for a bit of a miracle. TJ's not letting that one in from there. I know Oregon needed a change, but he did have some space to take. So now Fisher over the blue line. Fisher, quick shot, stick in the lane, up into the netting. So tomorrow afternoon and Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. puck drops. San Diego State University comes to town. San Diego State recently beat GCU. They had a tough contest against ASU. They might not be one of the most dominant teams in the ACHA, but teams love coming into this building trying to play spoiler. Overland with a big blast, and Peterson stops that one. But looks like the Oregon Ducks are not going to be able to come play spoiler here tonight.
I don't know. There's still 5 minutes, 16 seconds left here on the scoreboard. You just never know.
Well, unless TJ decides to go to the bench for the next 5 minutes and 10 seconds, I think the Wildcats will be just fine. So Will Josephson. Good defensive effort there, but Josephson gets it right back, pulls it around Fix. Stop and turn move back to the point. Hodgson to Overland. Overland throws that one in looking for a rebound. Selman was looking for a rebound too. He's going to go right back at everyone who comes at him. There is something about 7-0 games that do provide a little bit more extracurriculars, because I don't think guys get quite as nervous about going to the box, because what's really the worst thing that could happen at this point?
Yeah, we might just have a couple more players leave the ice, or none. Who knows?
Yeah, based off of the way some of the altercations are going, we could end up with about 6 skaters on each bench in the next 4:49. But
yeah, so I think the head ref kind of went equal sides there, gave a couple jabs, and just sent him off to the bench.
So the Wildcats face off in their own zone. Oregon tries to win it through, but they hold it at the blue line. Peterson with another good save.
11 seconds left here on the 4-on-4. And the Wildcats and the Ducks still haven't stopped competing in the third period. They're both giving it their all. Ducks are keeping up their intensity despite the 7-goal differential.
I mean, all of these guys are proud hockey players. None of them want to lose. None of them are okay with losing. And you can see that they've kept up the pace throughout the entirety of the 60 minutes. Jack Curley, he gets taken down. Now Walker, though, he takes a quick shot into the chest of Peterson. So for the Wildcat fans who are watching Jack Curley play for the first time, I think they're very happy with what they see, Garrett.
Yeah, I would agree with you. He's really good with his passes, his puck control. He doesn't hog the puck also. He's also positioned perfectly for an opportunity to score goals.
It is interesting to always wonder how a new guy is going to fit into a system. It's not an easy adjustment, you know, trying to learn positioning of your line mates, and it's always something an adaptation period. And usually you see it at the beginning of the season when guys are just getting used to each other, but Curley coming in halfway through the season in the second semester, adding a nice offensive dynamic punch. So the Wildcats try to pressure it through. Andres gets it out to Langus. They try to line up Langus, but he dodges that big hit. So working down low, the Wildcats happy to keep possession. Comes right down to the slot. Quick shot. That one takes a couple funny bounces and just goes over the top.
Yeah, and Josephson's puck control on the boards, using his body. He's been doing it the whole game, and he's able to keep the puck possession there.
Will Josephson, just such a hard worker. We talk about him all the time on the PK, usually in tandem with Connor Ziegler. He might not score the most goals this season, but just does all the little things right. Obviously, on the full roster, not everyone's there to be a goal scorer. Everyone has a role to play. And when the Wildcats do exactly that throughout the lineup, you get a night like tonight. So now Tyler Shetland with a good burst of speed. Tries to go around Fix, not able to do so, but gets it to Slack.
Slack, great job there by rotating it back down low to Shetland. Over to Selman, but he misses it.
I think one of Slack's better games he's had this season. They try to feed it through there to Strategos. He can't control it. Throw it around here to Baird. Baird trying to work against Overland. They go back to the point. Quick shot there.
Fisher just throwing number 14 outside of the slot.
Making sure Strategos had nowhere to go with it. It looks like he's a little bit worse for wear, and that's usually not what we see out of Ryan Fisher, but it's always good to see when a non-physical guy throws a nice physical play, and especially when it's clearing out a forward from the crease. 2:28 left to go in the third period. 7-0 Wildcats on a fantastic Thursday evening. So now Overland, he'll get it down deep. Walker, he tries to get in there first, but Brzezowski looks to break it out. And, you know, his speed that was so effective earlier in the game, it's hard to sustain that pace over the course of a full 60 minutes, but he's done his best. Nice little job there, though, by Andres to break up a play. Glass with a quick shot to Millionaire. I don't know if he ever saw that one, but just extends the pad and finds it somehow.
Yeah, that was a dangerous tip there.
Now Andres again with a shot on net. Hodgson pinned into the corner by Glass. Hodgson, he throws a good hit there to break up the play. That one, absolute rocket into the stands. Luckily, no one's leaking up there, so little souvenir for the fans at the end of this one. Certainly a night to remember. Hopefully there's a couple people where maybe it's their first U of A hockey game. They get to see a very dominant effort from a team that's, speaking with, you know, these guys before, they wanted to really just have a good time tonight. You know, and for some of these players, they know it's their last season. Every game is so important, not only in the standings, but in terms of the memories. Demillionet kind of takes an awkward little fall there. Looks like he's okay, though.
Yeah, sometimes closer to the end of the periods, the crease gets a little choppy from moving post to post.
So now Brzezowski tries to feed middle, just doesn't connect. Story of Oregon's night. And now Pizzo, can he get to it first? Good effort, though, by Hacker to seal that off. 1 minute left to go. Wildcats break that up. Ziegler now escapes the pressure and finds the opening. Touch pass by Erickson, just couldn't connect to get the full outlet. Now Glass with it. Not able to keep control, so Erickson can. There's one thing about the ice at the Tucson Arena. In the final minutes, it can get a little bit tougher to keep that puck flat. As you know probably quite well, Garrett, as you've spent many times skating on this ice.
Yeah, the TCC, I don't know if their cooling system is up to spec, but the ice gets a little soupy towards the end of periods.
No, this is a perfect building. What are you talking about? It's just the charm of the building, Garrett. You know,
it's the best the ice can get in Arizona.
You get to see some nice little sloppy hockey at the end of a game.
But yeah, compared to Oregon temperature right now.
So a fantastic game from the Wildcats. TJ Demillionet with the shutout. He's going to get a lot of appreciation. So the Wildcats up and down the lineup. Jack Hurley getting his first game at home. Also goals from Swiger, Erickson, Shetland, Myers, Walker. It's been a fantastic evening. So these teams, this is their one and only meeting of the season as they line up for the handshake line, one of the best traditions in hockey.
And 46 shots on goal for TJ. He definitely deserved this shutout.
So the Wildcats win this first game of the 3 back-to-backs, 7-0. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon to bring you San Diego State versus U of A at 1 p.m. Sebastian Janik with Garrett Kane, thank you so much for joining us. This is Wildcat Hockey.